Hi all. So welcome back to the concepts of linear programming. So today's class will be basically on understanding these regions of the graphs. Okay. So what are linear programming? So why do we study linear programming? So for example, in order to understand the relation between two concepts, okay. For example, let us take an example. Okay. So we have gone to a market. Okay. And we have gone to, for example, IKEA. Okay. And we want to buy sofas and chairs for our house, sofas, chairs, tables for our house. Okay. So there are tables over here and there are chairs over here. Okay. So we want to buy a chair for our house, also we want to buy a table for our house. So this is a table, this is a chair. Okay. So but your father or your mother has given you a constraint that okay, you only have a budget of 50,000 rupees. Okay. So within this 50,000 rupees they have given you a monetary budget, right? So within this 50,000 rupees you need to keep your expenses limited, right? Also, since your home is a defined space, right? So you cannot like fit in infinite tables or infinite chairs inside your home. So obviously you have a constraint on the number of chairs and tables you can buy. That is 100% guaranteed. It's not like okay, you are getting a table for 100 rupees, so let us buy 500 pieces of tables and let me put it in my home. No, that is not a possible solution. So why? Because you have a monetary constraint, number one. Second, you have a spatial constraint, which is telling you that the number of chairs and tables should be limited to some particular amount, right? Also, can you see that you have gone to idea with the concept that you have to buy a table and a chair, right? So the number of table and chair bought is cannot be equal less than zero, right? But it can be equal to zero. If you don't like, you will not buy it, right? But it cannot be less than zero, right? Because buying a non-negative chair is, it doesn't make any sense. Or same for chair, buying a negative chair or table doesn't make any sense. So can you see that if you are going to IKEA just with a thought that okay, let me buy a table and chair, there are so many constraints that are coming into picture. You have a spatial constraint, you have a monetary constraint, you have a constraint on the number of chairs, number of tables, all those things you have a constraint on. Now linear programming is helping us to understand or analyze certain aspects of this much better. Okay, so let us come to one of the aspects. Okay, so I am telling you that for example, IKEA is making a profit of 250 rupees selling a table. Okay, and IKEA is also making a profit of 500 selling a chair. Okay, it can be, I am just taking random values, so it can be chair. These are the profits which is making each unit, okay, per piece. Okay, this is also per piece. Selling one unit, it is making 200 rupees profit. Selling one unit of chair, it is making 500 rupees profit. Okay, so now tell me one thing. So the number of chairs that you are buying, for example, is C, and the number of tables you are buying is T. Okay, so what will be the total profit that IKEA will be making after selling this? That will it not be number of chairs that you have brought, number of chairs that you have brought times each profit plus number of tables you have brought times each number of tables, right? So this will be the whole profit. Now if IKEA from a business perspective, they want to maximize this profit, okay, so or they want to minimize this profit. Okay, so what are the ideal conditions or what are the problem statements that IKEA is going to face? The study of everything over here. So can you see that only two constraints are there, chair and table. Okay, but they are making so big a huge problem statement that can be analyzed using linear programming. Okay, so this is why this is just a very small example of why we are studying linear programming. Okay, but I hope the bigger picture is clear. So if you have a problem statement like this, that you have a constraint, you have one more constraint, you have one more constraint, or whatever it is, you have only one constraint, doesn't matter, but you have a problem statement. What is the problem statement? That you have to maximize the profit, right? So how to maximize this profit? So you can maximize this profit by plotting these problem statements in a graph, analyzing the graph, from there finding out minimum and maximum points, and using those points find out what should be the maximum profit. Okay, so this is the whole concept of linear programming which we are going to study now, and we are going to look into it using an example. I hope this will help you guys, okay, to analyze, to understand better. So okay, so let us go. So I hope you guys are ready, so to analyze the problem. Okay, So let us look into one of the problem statements, right? So let us take this example of IKEA that we were talking about. So we are going to buy a table and we are going to buy some chairs. Okay, some chairs and some tables we have to buy for our house, but we have a monetary constraint. Okay,